From KUNC and the NPR network, this is In The NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. A growing winter sport is about to make its Olympic debut in the days ahead. And one of its most visible ambassadors hails from Colorado. Ski mountaineering, or skimo, is a type of racing that sees competitors ski uphill and climb uphill and then ski downhill multiple times in a race, which sounds thrilling and maybe a little exhausting too. Nikki La Rochelle, who lives in Breckenridge, will offer commentary for ski mountaineering events during broadcast of the Winter Games from Italy. She'll be heard on Olympic Broadcasting Services, which beams the different events around the world. Nikki was on the U.S. national skimo team about a decade ago. We asked her to talk with us about her love for skimo and what she's excited about in the days ahead. Now, you first tried skimo about 15 years ago when you were already an adult. What do you remember about learning skimo that made you fall in love with the sport?
You know, it wasn't a sport that came naturally to me. I thought it was, frankly, a bit terrible. Like, the boots were uncomfortable. It was hard. It took all my energy to get up even, what now would feel like a pretty small slope. So
Okay.
I wouldn't say it was naturally grabbing my attention, but over time and through some dedicated effort, I came around to really liking it. As far as backcountry skiing goes, it provides opportunity to go all over the place in the backcountry in Colorado. In terms of ski mountaineering as a sport that we'll see in the Olympics, it's very different, but interesting nonetheless.
And we'll talk more about that too and what we're going to actually see in the Winter Games this year. Ski mountaineering just on its face sounds very challenging, partly because it can mean skiing up and downhill or just racing up a hillside carrying skis on your back. What would you say is the most grueling part of a skimo race?
Really, I think it's all of it. Of course, ascending up a hill is so challenging, depending on how long the race is. Some races are 90 minutes, a sprint's 2 minutes, a mixed relay is like 30 minutes, and then some teams races are up to many hours. So they're all different, but all challenging in their own right. But I would say every part is hard. You have to be really good at these transitions where you take your skis off your feet and put them on your back. And then you have to transition by ripping what are called your skins. That's what gives you traction going uphill.
Go uphill, sure.
Yeah, they're like little carpets that essentially stick to the bottom of your skis and provide traction. So you have to rip those off and then ski down. And often we see that the downhill skiing and ski mountaineering is really quite challenging. So it's all hard.
Have you seen a race kind of turn on those changeovers when every second really counts?
Certainly in the sprint and the mixed relays, the two disciplines we'll see in the Olympics, every second counts. Most particularly in the sprint, these athletes have to be so precise and so good at transitioning. And they're doing it in a matter of seconds. It's remarkable.
I want to talk about your role in the upcoming Winter Games. You had no broadcast experience, but you landed the commentating job after a tryout. What made you want to try your hand at, talking about this sport on the air?
Yeah, Erin, I don't know why they picked me. I still don't know. I'm like, was this really the best decision? I think I have to trust that they must see something that's worthwhile.
I'm sure.
But, I think I went through 4 rounds of interviews. I very reluctantly applied. But I did my best. I tried to bring my personality and when to be concise, when to expand, when to be funny, when to hold back. It's a lot of balancing. My job is really to educate the audience, make the sport accessible and fun, especially something like ski mountaineering that most people have never seen before. So I have to figure out how to make, a grandma in Kansas find appreciation for this really otherwise esoteric sport.
Your commentary will be heard on the Olympic Broadcasting Services, which provides the feed of different events to countries around the world. Will we see or hear you on the big American network that's carrying the games?
That is yet to be determined. So I get this question a lot, and sadly, I have no really good answer. It really depends on how the media rights from OBS are sold to someone, say, like NBC or even Peacock. So I still don't know. I'll be for sure on the Olympic Channel and likely on the ISMF. That's the International Ski Mountaineering Federation. They have a YouTube feed that I will likely be on. So to be determined.
Gotcha. Well, this is certainly a big year for the sport of ski mountaineering, which is in the Olympics for the very first time. Why is this an exciting moment for the American team in particular?
We have some pretty interesting storylines among our American racers. Then it worked out that this veteran athlete, Cam Smith from Crested Butte, will go as our one male. He's a character. He has like a giant red beard.
Oh my
You
gosh.
can't miss
Okay.
him. So, and then this woman, Anna Gibson, who just started doing the sport only 6 months ago, but is just so utterly talented. And she will go as our main female.
Wow.
Anna Gibson's from Jackson Hole. And one other quick detail is that our female alternate, Jessie Young, is from Aspen, Colorado, and she's actually 42 years old, which that's remarkable. So we have some good Colorado representation.
Yeah. And so just so we know who to watch for, which country is really the powerhouse in ski mountaineering? You know, the one that Team USA will have to beat somehow.
There's three primary powerhouses: Spain, France, and Switzerland. Those three are dominant in the sport. We often see France, Spain, and Switzerland on the podium. It's surprising if they're not.
You live in Summit County and you trained there. Where in Summit County do I go if I want to practice or learn skimo?
A lot of people go to our ski areas, so Breckenridge, Keystone, A Basin, Copper Mountain, where most have policies where you're allowed to skin up and ski down before or after operating hours. So, I go up there some mornings and you'll see plenty of people out at 6 a.m. with headlamps on, skinning up the slope and skiing down. Or you can go to the backcountry. There's a lot of options, just finding safe terrain where you can also skin around, ski up, ski down. So
Right.
there's a variety of options.
Okay. And skinning up, that means kind of like ski hiking up with your skis on.
Yes, exactly.
Nikki, you work as a graphic designer and you're pursuing a graduate degree in social work at Colorado State University. How often do you manage to practice skimo these days, and how do you squeeze it into your schedule?
I am one of those people that just can't seem to not pursue way too many things at once. I think there's so many of us. I don't know, why do we do this? It can be really torturous, but I still feel quite dedicated to training, and I still race domestically, not internationally, but I do the Grand Traverse and the Power 4. These are well-established, longer format races in Colorado. I do those, and I do some smaller domestic races as well. So I can't quite quit it.
Nikki LaRochelle is a broadcast commentator for ski mountaineering as the sport is featured in the Winter Games for the first time. You can watch skimo events starting February 19th. And we'll have a link to more about Nikki and skimo in our show notes and at KUNC.org. That's it today for In The NoCo. I'm Erin O'Toole. Thanks so much for listening.